So India has this really bold vision for its future, to become a fully developed nation. But, to get there, it needs a serious economic boost. Today, we're going to dive into a new strategic roadmap that puts artificial intelligence right at the heart of this massive ambition.
And this quote from the head of India's top policy think tank, NITI Aayog, man, it just cuts right to the chase. The message is crystal clear. AI isn't just some cool, nice-to-have tech. No, it's being framed as the single most critical tool for unlocking the country's entire economic future. It's not a choice, it's a necessity.
All right, so what's the big problem we're actually trying to solve here? Well, it's this massive gap between where India's economy is heading right now and its ambitious goal of becoming Viksit Bharat, that's a developed India, by the year 2035.
To hit that target, the economy needs to grow at a blistering 8% every single year. That is a huge leap from its current path, and it means you can't just do more of the same. You need a fundamental shift in how the whole economy works.
And here's that gap in cold, hard numbers. If India just keeps doing what it's doing, by 2035, there's going to be a $1.7 trillion shortfall compared to that 8% growth target. That is just an enormous amount of economic value that needs to be created out of thin air. Okay, so this chart really lays it all out, showing the two possible futures India is staring at. On one side, you've got a projected $6.6 trillion economy if things just stay the course. But the goal, the dream, is an $8.3 trillion economy. And that huge space between the two bars, that is the $1.7 trillion challenge. So the big question is, how do you even begin to bridge a gap that big? Well, the answer in this report is a very focused, two-pronged AI strategy. It's not about finding one silver bullet. It's about hitting the problem from two different angles at the same time. So if you look at how they plan to close this gap, the biggest piece of the pie, about 30 to 35%, is expected to come from just getting existing industries to adopt AI and get a massive productivity boost. Then another big chunk, 20 to 30%, could come from pure AI-driven innovation. So you see, it's this powerful combo of upgrading the present and inventing the future. All right, let's dive into that first part of the plan. This is the here and now of the strategy. We're talking about taking the AI tools that exist today and embedding them deep into India's industries to make them faster, smarter, and way more efficient. And the potential here? It's just staggering. The analysis suggests that just by applying current AI technologies, India could add at least $500 billion to its GDP by 2035. And this isn't sci-fi. This is about using proven tech and just deploying it at a massive scale.
Let's zoom in on just one sector to see what this looks like in the real world: banking. This one industry alone could see a boost of over $50 billion. And how? By completely rethinking its core operations, from how it handles risk to how it talks to customers, all powered by AI.
And the difference is like night and day. Before AI, you've got slow, manual fraud reviews and these one-size-fits-all loan products. But with AI, it's a whole new ballgame. You get instant fraud detection, credit scoring that's hyper-personalized to you, and even AI agents giving you financial advice before you even know you need it. It's a total game changer for the customer.
Okay, now for the second part of the strategy. And honestly, this is maybe even more exciting. This isn't just about improving what we already have. This is about using AI to completely leapfrog the old, slow, and super expensive way of doing research and development, creating entirely new global markets for India to lead in.
And drug discovery is the perfect example. I mean, traditionally getting a new drug to market takes over a decade and costs billions of dollars. With AI, you can slash that timeline by up to 80% and chop costs by designing molecules digitally instead of that slow, painful process of physical trial and error.
But, a revolution like that doesn't just happen on its own. You have to build the ecosystem for it. The report calls for a massive 10x expansion of biotech parks, creating a single national dataset of genomic information for AI to learn from, a huge push to train over 100,000 scientists in AI, and of course, cutting through the red tape for clinical trials. Of course, a transformation this massive, this fast, it brings up a huge and very personal question. This isn't just about tech and GDP numbers, it's about people. What does an AI revolution like this mean for millions of workers across the country?
Right. This is the big one, the question that's probably on your mind right now. But what about our jobs?
With AI changing entire industries, there is a very real and very valid concern about what the future of work even looks like, and the report tackles this head-on.
And look, this isn't something that's only happening in India. This is a global shift. The World Economic Forum says that nearly a quarter of all jobs are going to change in just the next 5 years. So the goal isn't to try and stop this change, because you can't. It's to figure out how to manage it so people can thrive.
So the proposed solution is this really proactive 5-step strategy. It's all about constant reskilling, making learning easy and accessible with digital accounts you can take with you, helping small businesses get on board, protecting gig workers, and building a live database to directly connect people with the training and jobs they need.
Okay, so we've covered the huge challenge, the AI-powered solution, and the plan to make sure people aren't left behind. The last piece of the puzzle is, how do you turn this incredibly ambitious vision into reality? And what comes through loud and clear from the report's authors is this incredible sense of urgency. The main takeaway is that this isn't some vision for the distant future. They are arguing that the moment for India to act, to build, and to potentially lead this global revolution is right now.
So at the end of the day, what we're looking at is a high-stakes bet on the future. The plan is incredibly bold, the potential payoff is enormous, but the challenges are very, very real. Will this giant leap into AI create a new, better, more inclusive way to grow an economy? Or will the risks of getting it wrong and the disruption to the workforce be too great? Well, that's the billion, or maybe I should say the trillion-dollar question.